I'm ready.
It's been a while.
Get me in
You've been,
there.
how many episodes? Like three, four?
Three, four, three.
It's a lot. It's
three.
a lot. It's a pleasure to have you back, buddy. It's a
Good to be
pleasure to
back.
have you back. Hello
Nice
and
to be
welcome back to the Side Escape Gaming Podcast, episode 165. I'm your host, Jake Burke, and I'm joined, as always, and finally by James St. Charles. Hello, James.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello. You're back. Where were you?
Yeah, I was on a foreign exchange trip to Japan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What were
they,
you
they
studying
need help
over
with
there,
their
man?
podcast over there.
Oh, shit.
No, we
Nice.
swapped. Yeah, like
Yeah.
They sent no one.
They said no one would be sent to do it.
So
Yeah,
they
we
sent
got
me over
them.
there, and I was on podcasting over
Yeah,
there.
our co-host got lost. Currently lost in the
So
U.S.
something happened. So they
Yeah.
sent me back.
Yeah, that'll whole thing is a Patreon series that we'll put up later in the show.
Right,
the year.
right. The Japanese
Yeah.
exchange student.
And I'm also joined by a trending gamer because he's playing Brotato on Game Pass.
Correct.
Ted Libby, how are you?
Thank you. Yes, thank you for my
Ted
proper
Bro Libby.
introduction. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I went to the gym today and I didn't shower, so I'm very sticky,
Oh, ooh.
which I hope translates into this podcast.
Do you
for
think
our
that makes you
viewers at
like
home.
better or worse?
Worse?
Worse. Okay.
Yeah,
Prepare
definitely
for a
worse.
poor performance today,
As my listeners always do.
as we tend to expect. And
Yeah.
But enough about Ted, because this is the 165th episode of the Sidescape Gaming Podcast, where once a week we Discord over 500 miles, talk about a gaming-related topic and what games we are playing. We're talking about quite a bit of things today. James is going to tell us a little bit about what he's been playing, probably a lot of Balatro. We're going to talk a little bit about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And we're also going to talk about what the heck is going on at EA, and is Dead Space 2 really canceled? That's kind of the show. Oh, and Star Wars Outlaws. We're also going to talk about that.
Right, Star Wars Outlaws.
And Star Wars Outlaws, the trailer and Jake's Star Wars nerdy thoughts.
Yep.
James, you've been gone. Did you take something with you to game while you went on your big across the world foreign exchange student trip?
Yes, I only brought my Steam Deck, and I only played Balatro
The entire time?
the entire time. Only Balatro.
Were you doing other stuff on the
That's a
flight?
lie. That's a lie. I played Deep Rock as well.
Oh, okay. Survival? Is that what it is? Deep Rock Survival?
Galactic Survival? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
Yep.
So Balatro, that's the game.
I didn't play it on my flight because the first flight I had a screaming baby next to me. I didn't want them to touch my and then the flight back, none of the power worked, so I couldn't charge my Steam Deck.
Oh my God.
They gave me $150. I think
Where'd you
that made up
fly?
for it.
Spirit Airlines?
United.
Oof.
Spirit of the middle class.
Spirit of the middle class. I think that's Ted's ship
I'd
in
fly that.
Helldivers 2.
Yeah. I'd fly that. I'd fly them.
Spirit of the middle class. All right, so Balatro, I think we'll talk a little bit about Japan and I want to know a little gaming stuff that you've done.
Yeah.
But I think we should talk about Balatro because Ted, have you played Balatro? Are you now on the Balatro train?
I've watched Balatro. I don't think I will be playing much Balatro, but I understand it.
Yeah, and I've put in probably double the time that I had since last time we talked about Balatro. So I've played Balatro now. I like probably 10 to 12 hours of Balatro.
Oh, very good.
Somewhere around there, maybe less. I don't know. Who knows? Who's to say? Who's to say? James, give us the pitch on Balatro a little bit, but tell me like why were you playing it all the time on your trip? Like what's the click?
It's the click was the people I was with watched this YouTuber, very famous YouTuber named Northern Lion, and he's playing a lot of Balatro, so we were just watching Balatro.
Okay.
And then everyone on that trip started getting and playing Balatro. So it was that's how it kind of like spawned me to like keep playing and play more. And Balatro is a poker roguelike, is like the easiest thing in the sense that you have a deck of cards and you try and build the best hands, and the best hands give you a multiplier, which is your chip amount, basically how much the hand is worth, and then you have a multi-mount, which is the multiplier, and your goal is basically to try and make the number go up, like make it as big as possible.
Numbers
and
go
the way
up.
to do that is to play the best hands or to play hands that'll like level up. Like you can level up a pair, level up a high card, and then you play like an ace, and it gives you like 10,000 points or something, or
Right.
wait. So you're just trying to make the number go up, but then there's like negatives. There's like bosses where they'll be like, oh, you have one less hand, or one card is always selected. That's like the worst one you can get on the like the final boss, unless you're playing flush or something. But it's just the randomness, the thought process on how things work on that, and what you need to do is like really propelled me to basically I've unlocked everything in the game.
Yes, you've pretty much 100% beat it.
It's almost 100%. Basically, 100% beat it would be to beat every single level, which I beat the highest level. I've unlocked all the decks. I just haven't beat the highest level on every single deck. That would take forever.
So I have a question for you in that. Did you find like a strategy that you always went for? Like I always am going to get these jokers because getting the best full house is my best option all the time.
Usually, it just depended on what I would. Okay. I would roll for a good start in the sense like either money is very good at the start, or just like packs at the start, and then try and get a good starting joker. Which the starting jokers that are good are ones that build up as you go on through your run. So like ones where it's like if you keep adding decks or you keep opening tarot cards, you add mult. Keep opening planet cards, you add multiplier. Those types of jokers are very good.
I haven't seen many of those. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you have to unlock those jokers. So those jokers will be like, oh, you have to, I don't know, play 5 gold cards in a hand or play 5 glass cards, and then you unlock that joker, and then you have to buy that joker in the shop. So it's not just like playing and then you see a joker that's good. You have to look at the collection and see how you unlock that joker, which could have like a little challenge. It'll be like, oh, play 5 wild cards or something like that.
Yeah, so I think I played, like I said, like I did not care for this much when we first talked about this. I still don't love Balatro. And I'm curious with Ted, you've watched a lot of it, and maybe it's some of the same reasons that I have with why I don't love it. So I didn't really know much about the shop. So you've kind of filled me in every time we've talked about different mechanics within the game. Yeah. I don't think the game teaches very well.
Everything is very much hidden, but that's kind of like the game and stuff. You're trying to figure things out.
And I think it's got like, Elden Ring is very similar in that kind of, we don't teach you anything, here's the game, you're just going to figure out the game as you play it. I know Elden Ring and this game are very different, but that idea, that concept. But I don't think that works when there's like different stuff in a menu that I just don't know is there.
Right.
Like I think a game
you didn't know about the skip.
Yeah. Like maybe it should just work me through the first time, like, hey, this is what this does. Like, this is what this thing is. And I don't think the game does that very well. To a point where, like,
there is a patch coming up, which I don't know if they'll add that kind of tips, but I know that they're making a lot of the Joker cards more playable and more friendly. They're actually making the game easier. So I try to get stuff before they made the game easier. And I don't know if they'll take that feedback, because I know people were asking for like, oh, we want more randomness, like a randomizer, or yeah, it's definitely not friendly, because I guarantee, like, I looked up stuff because I was like, okay, how does this Joker work with certain cards? Because it doesn't tell you like what is like the difference between like a gold or a silver card. Yeah, you may not understand how it works with certain Jokers, or like the points wise. So some things you do have to look up. But yeah, the skip and blind, like you would have to know that to look that up.
Yeah, and that changes the game. Once you know about that changes the game.
Once you know, yeah. Oh, definitely.
And I think like the other thing that I don't care for in this game is something that Hades did so well, and that I think for me what makes a roguelike roguelike, whatever it is, whatever this
definitely
kind of game
is. Definitely a roguelike. I don't know. There's no roguelikes anymore.
Yeah. The game that you kind of come back to the start. Those games, James. Yes. But what I like about Hades and the games that I think really click with me is that you take something back with you, and like even if you got your ass whooped on like you're on the third boss and you just get your ass whooped, at least like I'm taking something back to really change my progress of my character back in my base. This game, I feel like
Balatro does do that. You just have to unlock the Joker. Like, let's say you unlock the Joker on the way to your run, you lost it. You still got that Joker.
No, for sure. I just think this game has like this weird ramp of like you build up your deck, you're getting there. There's a lot of momentum. It's taken some rounds and some time to like sculpt the strategy. And then you just get to like a boss blind, and it's like, play one hand. And you're like, oh, so I lost. Okay, cool. All right. And like this game does that to you all the time. And it's not a fun like loss. It's like
Jake, you hit the nail on the head as to my only real gripe with Balatro is that exact thing of like, it's very difficult to predict the future in Balatro. Yes. And many a time I have watched my roommate behind me who's playing the game while I'm at work just go from killing it to better luck next time. And for me, I don't like that necessarily. I would not do well at Starfleet Academy with the Kobayashi Maru. The no-win situation for me, I don't know. I like it when if you lost, like, why, and you can come back to it and be like, okay, here's what I can do better next time. And Balatro doesn't quite have that for me. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one as to why I'm probably not going to purchase it, at least at full price.
Yeah, there are times with the game where my time put into that round now feels hollow.
Yeah.
And like that to me is just not a game feeling. I like some people love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for me, it's not. It doesn't give me the juice, you know.
Yep.
So, yeah. Do you have anything else on Balatro, James?
No, I just think it's a pretty good game for what the price was. I don't know. I can't remember, like $13-15. Really good on the Steam Deck. It feels good.
I feel like it released really well. If like it comes out on Steam, it comes out on Switch. You know, a phone version is supposedly already in the works. Like they really knew what they were.
And it's a great game. It's got a great kick.
This guy, it's a single developer who's making it, I believe.
Yep.
I forgot his name, but he's done a great job of like unleashing Balatro to the world, and is seeing a lot of success with that. So I'm very happy that it has
a lot of potential for future updates, and the concept's very easy to come back. You know, like real poker, like people play forever.
Yeah.
You know, so this has that. If it keeps that energy with like once you unlocked everything, once you played, like there's more stuff. The last deck is really fun. The last deck is called actually I won't spoil it, but the last deck, it makes the game way more fun.
It's all played in reverse.
You have to beat the orange stake to do it, and that's like the 6th or 7th highest level on this deck.
I have watched my roommate try and fail at that repeatedly.
I failed a lot of times.
Yeah,
and then I got a really.
It seemed like a real struggle.
It's very hard.
Yeah. No, it's got some great stuff to it. It's just I think there's just the thing for me that doesn't feel great after the end of some rounds.
Yeah.
James, what were like the 2 coolest gaming related things that you saw while you were in Japan? What are like some
game related? Final Fantasy is huge there.
Okay.
We went to 2 different Square Enix cafes. There was
so what does that even mean?
So, in Japan they love their cafes, which is just like restaurants here.
Yeah.
Except they like themed cafes. So they had they have like a Kirby cafe. They had like probably like a Super Mario cafe. I don't know. But
is all the food themed after that too? Like
yes.
Are you getting like
so the
Kirby dogs?
Cafe it's like themed food from the games. So they had a Monster Hunter cafe.
We laugh, but that's literally all Disneyland has.
No, for sure.
It's like that. Yeah, it's just like that. I mean, so they had one in Akihabara, and then they had one in Osaka, and so we went to both.
Were they because Final Fantasy obviously right now?
Yeah, it was Final Fantasy 14 themed, not 7 themed.
Okay,
yeah,
I was like,
I wish it was 7 themed. I would have enjoyed it a little bit more because I'm not like a 14 fan.
Is 14 the MMO?
Yes.
Okay. Oh wow.
It's very popular there.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and that's gonna be my predictions game for next year that we all get to play at least 90 hours of Final Fantasy 14 next year. So.
I'll let you take that.
I don't know.
My wife would kill me.
I don't have time for that game. No. But yeah, it's a lot. But a lot of the friends I was with, like they played a lot of it.
Okay.
Because they picked up during COVID. So yeah, that's fun one. The arcades are really fun. We went to Gigo's, the new arcade that bought Sega arcades in Akihabara. So we went to a couple of those. They're a bunch of scams. It's like $2, 200 yen, not $2. Yeah.
Okay.
$1 something to use a crane and pick up something and it doesn't work.
Yep.
And then the arcades, like they just have like so many like crazy flashy games. Pachinko's big there. Couldn't get in there, but.
Did you do any Pachinko?
Did you try?
No, I don't think they would have let me. I didn't want to try.
I'm very curious. I want to get into it.
I was wondering about that because I know if you win at a Pachinko, you have to go across the street and like exchange your
balls.
Prize. Your ball, yeah. So I didn't want to attempt that as a forwarder and see what happens. Yeah, it was huge there though. They had like giant.
It's
arenas.
It's like the game that like it comes down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
correct.
It's like slots but with balls.
Right.
It's just slots. You
it's
go to
like
Hard Rock,
slots but with balls.
It's a circus of value.
Yeah. Oh wow, I haven't heard that in a long time.
I say that to Maddie at least once a week.
Wow.
I'm sure she loves it. Yes, it is the game in which you get a bunch of balls that you just deposit in. They come down on top and snake their way down. Yeah. And you win more balls if it gets in the right places.
They're super flashy and themed, and it's the route that Konami went, which is why So I just can't stand for it just because of Konami.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I went to a lot of card shops too. They had a huge number of card shops. Of course.
Did you buy any like Magic cards or anything?
Magic cards were cheap there because they don't like the English version. So
how many Black Lotuses you buy?
none, but I did see them, and
Yeah.
they were expensive as hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
Nice, man.
Arcade games I played, did the Mario Kart one that they had
Nice.
there. That was
Yeah.
really good. That's a fun one. I think we have that, but
Did you guys
I'm
like
trying to
all
think of
play in
something.
like where you guys were all in different
yes,
carts?
yes,
That's so sick.
yes. As they had whole
Yeah.
whole row. They
That's
had
so
different like DDRs there. The DDR 20th anniversary.
Mhm.
That one was good.
Wow.
And then they had the one that was like a dance pad. So
That's so
You
sick.
know,
I've seen
and
that
then
one. They
all
have,
the rhythm
they have
games were
those in
just
San
taken up.
Jose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do. Okay, I haven't been to like the round one or any of the Dave and
Yeah.
Buster's recently.
They have a round one. I know has that like dance pad where it's like
Yeah.
it's not
It's-
for buttons. It's just more
It's
loose.
just, it's just
Oh,
like
very
a,
cool.
And you're just supposed to match. It's kind of like Just Dance in a way where you were just to match
Their
the figure
emotions.
on the screen.
Yeah, went to a giant mall. It was like an 8-floor mall in the station of Akihabara, and it had like
Wow.
one floor would be like prize, like it just has like computers and all this stuff, and then the next floor would be all clothes, and then the next floor would be all cards. It's it's just like every floor had its own theme. And then they had like I should have picked it. It was like 100-inch mini LED TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so that store was kind of cool.
That's super cool.
But gaming wise, like not too much. Definitely like just my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And then just like the couple days we would like.
James is being modest. He sat at the 4th floor on a Virtua Fighter machine and just
I
stared down the locals,
Just
I definitely
challenging them to
looking
a
at
real
some Street
fight.
Fighter while-
Yeah. They'd put quarters down and he'd flick them off and say it doesn't even matter.
Super Potato. That's the place that had the old school
Super
arcade.
potato.
It
What was the
awesome.
coolest thing you bought? What did you buy for yourself that was like?
James is
Coolest thing I bought for me personally was
Yeah.
a nice tea set.
Okay.
Handmade.
That's
Very
very cool.
cool.
That's quite cool.
It was really nice. The lady was like really nice, and I picked up one cup and I brought it, and she's like, "No, Seto, you need to buy 2." And so I bought 2 cups. I
Oh,
like,
she
I
was
just wanted
nice.
one
She
cup.
upsold you, James. That wasn't
Yeah, it
being
was-
nice.
I know. She's like, "You need to buy 2 cups," and then I was like, "Okay." And then she's like, "Oh, you need to buy tea," and she was upselling like crazy. So I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
she
James,
gave
like,
me
this
some tea
lady's
to
so
try.
nice.
Yeah. So that was like the nice thing I bought for myself, and then I bought like a nice shirt from Uniqlo there. They had,
Oh,
they
very
had some
cool.
good stuff.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not that this matters to Jake, but the Sacramento Valley region's getting its first Uniqlo.
Yeah, we're getting one.
Hey, the Sacramento Valley's getting their first professional baseball team that doesn't even want to have its own Sacramento name.
Hey, you
So
want
that's
to come
cool.
see the Yankees
we-
here?
Yeah, you want to
talk
see
to
Aaron Judge hit home runs against the team that's going to play here? That's pretty cool. That's how the owner promoted it.
No one's
Las
coming
Ve-
here to watch.
the Las Vegas A's of Sacramento.
James, you best believe I'm going to be coming to Sacramento to see a lot of baseball games.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah,
gonna
fine.
be-
The Yankees
it'd
are
be
going to play
easy.
there. Let's go.
It's
Come
going to
on.
be
Yeah.
a shit show.
Oh, it's
We
going
go
to be
to,
awful.
no,
It's
we
gonna
go
be
to
so
Drake's
fun.
Bar and we walk over. Let's go.
We're just going to sit on the grass and watch a professional baseball team. I'm going to sit in the grass and talk to Juan Soto between at-bats.
I've done that. Yeah, that works.
And it's going to be with professionals now.
I watched whatever, you might know this, Jake, whatever opening when like last year at the beginning of the year, who's that guy on the Padres? Tatis, that's it. We were calling him Tatis. We were sitting on the visiting side, but we were close enough to first base where we could yell at him, and we yelled at him a lot. It was great, and he reacted to us.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
He was very upset.
Was it
probably
US?
Oh,
yeah, he was not happy.
Nice.
Well, when you're a major league baseball player and you're playing,
And you were calling him Tatus, so that probably didn't make him feel
and you're
too
playing
good.
against, and you've been demoted to play against the River Cats. You're already not.
He was rehabbing from an injury. He wasn't demoted to play against the rehab.
He was
Play against the
he
River
was
Cats.
demoted.
All right, enough about Sacramento's baseball hopes. I want to talk about Star Wars Outlaws.
Yes. Let's
I want to talk about this. This game is just showing a big story trailer. It's coming out August 30th. It's a Ubisoft open world Star Wars game. It's got the coolest font you've probably ever seen in your life. And go watch the gameplay trailer and you're going to see this thing that says Mission Complete in the Star Wars font. And it looks super cool. Big story trailer came out. I want to just know your guys' kind of thoughts. I feel like I have much nerdier thoughts that I'll talk about afterwards. But I want to know your guys' kind of thoughts. Do you have interest in this game? Faith in this game? A lot of people are pretty down on it because it's a Ubisoft game. Just kind of curious what you guys kind of initial reactions to August 30th release date.
Ted, do you want to take it or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I can go first.
Let's see it.
I was kind of whatever on the story trailer.
Yeah.
To me, Star Wars has started to feel very formulaic. It's kind of this thing of like yeah, I know, crazy. Every hip main character in a Star Wars franchise needs to have their cute companion with them at all times. They even alluded to that in the trailer where it was just like, it's just been me and my best friend Quaco for my entire life. And I was like, oh, okay, so you and your best buddy, this cute little plushie. Anyway, so I thought it felt very formulaic. I am very intrigued with where they take this. I think the concept is very cool. For those who have not seen the trailer, you are basically dealing with the various crime syndicates during episodes 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah, it's between episodes 5 and 6. So we see Han frozen in carbonite. It's between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and so and all of your bounty hunters, your crime people, Jabba the Hutt's in the trailer.
Yep.
They mentioned that horrendous solo movie syndicate, Crimson.
Yeah, the Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn.
So just real quick, not only did they mention that, Emilia Clarke's character Kira is in the trailer, and she is confirmed to be a part of the game. That being said, we don't know if it's Emilia Clarke, but that character is in the story.
Yeah, and let me tell you, that doesn't change my opinion on how meh I kind of feel this
Doesn't
is.
make you more excited? Come on, we love Solo, baby.
You haven't said anything bad yet.
Yeah.
What's the bad?
Put your butt down. Come on, man.
Yeah, so I'm curious. Yeah, I don't know. I guess my only gripe with this trailer, and we won't know this until the actual game comes out, is it definitely feels like your character, the main character, is some kind of good guy being involved with bad people. And I was kind of hoping for like, it'd be kind of cool to just be a criminal in the Star Wars world.
You could be.
No, I know this game is gonna. I know exactly how this game is gonna end.
But yeah, exactly. We know Star Wars, and you know exactly how this is gonna go. Our heroes will prevail.
Yeah.
Quote, specifically heroes. It's like, all right. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. James, where are you at?
I think I liked the alien diversity in this game. Like that was like something. I mean, playing Jedi Survivor and playing the recent Star Wars games, it's been a bit. I think what's like the word that we would describe? I'd say it's been barren. Like there's definitely been a lot of human. That's a good word to say. Very very human. And so I think the
is really like our only alien.
I did think about that, yeah.
Diversity of the aliens that they showed in the trailer, at least, that's very promising to me. Like I kind of like interested in some of those like criminal underlords and how you interact with them. The dogfighting, we'll see how that works. I mean, we didn't play the Star Wars dogfighting game. What was that called? The Star Wars
Squadrons.
I played a lot of Squadrons.
You built like a. Yeah, I didn't play.
Yeah, I did. I built a simulator rig to play that game.
Yeah, Ted built his own X-wing.
And then decided it wasn't that good of a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just seeing that, hearing that lore, and then seeing how this will play out, and definitely like I think this one definitely feels like an adventure game. Not to say that the other ones haven't been; they've been a bit more linear. So this one like feels like you're kind of going on like this little like outlaw adventure.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this game. It's as I read on Reddit a week ago, it's Star Wars. I'm in. So I'll play it. I'm gonna play it day one. It's Star Wars. I'm in.
That's you when you wake up.
Yes, exactly. Like,
Star Wars. I'm in.
I'm in. All right, man. I've seen all the cartoons. I'm watching the Bad Batch. I'm in.
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting about this game is like Survivor. One of our big gripes was the game felt open to be open. It didn't feel like it was an open world worth exploring most of the time.
Exactly.
I think this game has potential to have an open world worth exploring. Everyone is really down on Ubisoft games. Ubisoft make pretty decent open world roam around, go do shit games. It's usually the story around them, the characters, the cast, the world that's bland. And Star Wars isn't bland.
No.
Like, yes, I guess kind of it is now sometimes. But the dressing of Star Wars isn't bland if you can do something interesting with it.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
So I think there's hope here. This trailer is really interesting to me because this is going to be the Solo sequel that we didn't get in the movies and in the shows. I think they're going to do a lot of the story stuff that they were going to do there with this, which I find very interesting. The fact that Kira is in this game is very weird and very kind of cool. that you're dealing with all of the criminal syndicates in this weird part of the Star Wars galaxy is kind of fun as well. And we don't have a lot of stories told between 5 and 6. So there's not a lot of stories told where Han is frozen in carbonite. So I think that's kind of fun. This game is 100% going to end with this girl helping them free Han Solo somehow. Or this girl is going to become a Jedi. That's the two ways this game ends. And there's no other way around it. This 100% ends with her helping Princess Leia somehow get into Jabba's palace or something. She's involved. That's your final mission. So yeah, I'm excited, but it's also Star Wars. I don't think the story is gonna be as cool as we hope, because Survivor dropped the ball on that as well. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm interested. I'm excited.
This is off the top of my head. I'm just thinking about this now because Jake, you are absolutely right. Ubisoft does know how to make open world games. Yes. They have done it a lot at the very least. You can't
go play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's one of the best open worlds ever.
You can't take that away from them. They've done this a lot. And so maybe I will finally get the scene from Rogue One that was not there, where I can crouch up behind someone, grab them by the throat, and just blaster them in the back.
Yes, you're 100% going to do that.
Just murk somebody. Yes. And so that might be kind of fun. Do we know if multiple planets are involved? Is this going to be like you just go to 4? You just go to 4 planets?
No, there's some cool planets here, Ted. Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, that's what worries me.
No,
because last year we played a hit video game with a bunch of empty planets.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know if that's something that worries me yet. I think that's like in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, going to different islands. I think there's some, and they made that very wonderful. Okay. So I'm not worried about that. I know that this Ubisoft group isn't the developer of Odyssey, but like they all kind of develop the games together. It's very unilateral at Ubisoft often. But yeah, so we see Tatooine. We actually see Canto Bight, which is the gambling planet from The Last Jedi.
Right.
Where the horses things ran around. Yep. I believe that we see Batu, which is the Disney Galaxy's Edge planet at Disneyland, which is kind of cool. That makes me think it's definitely Rebellion stuff, because that's like a rebel haven. And then there's like 2 other planets that we see in the trailer. So there's at least like 4 or 5.
Okay.
And I'm even cool if like Canto Bight is just a casino area where you like go do mini games or whatever.
Right.
And like Tatooine is like primarily Jabba's palace in Mos Espa or something. I think like you can make them smaller areas and that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious about this game. This is the Star Wars game a lot of people have been asking for. Is an open world Star Wars game. We're getting it. Also the main ship is like the most boring ship ever.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't want to be too down on it, but it's just a rectangle.
Which means you're getting your different ships.
Ship modification. That's exactly what I was.
There's no way in hell this is the ship that's like
no.
It's a box.
Yeah, it's literally a box.
Yeah.
In the trailer, she's like, you got to get the right crew and the right ship. And then she gets in this like the shittiest looking Star Wars ship I've ever seen. I'm like, okay, it's a box ship.
Yeah. Star Wars ships have so much personality, and
that's the ship that's in Star Tours. Yeah.
This did not have it.
So, but I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I think there could be some fun story stuff in here that maybe connects to Cal Kestis. Who knows? We'll see. So,
Jake, I have one more genuine question before I give you my ridiculous take. Do we know, has Disney confirmed if they are taking video game canon seriously?
Yes. To the point where from what I've read and understood, it's actually quite annoying to make a Star Wars game.
Okay.
Because they're pretty strict about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Unless it's a comic book, they don't give a fuck if they've written in a comic book.
But like, so Cal Kestis, is a real actor. Yep. We rumored on this podcast years ago that he would be brought in somehow into a
and I still think that's possible.
Yeah,
I still don't think that's possible.
I'm curious if they will make canon storyline moves in a video game.
Yeah,
killing off the Crimson Dawn, for example, and just ending that loop. Like
that's I think what this whole game is kind of probably going to be more about.
You are probably going to be killing a bunch of syndicates one by one, if I would guess, and becoming the syndicate lord. No, wait.
Also, the bad guy's name is like Sleezo or something, or Slimo or something. I'm like, okay. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, famous criminal Sleezo. Yeah, no, I at the very least am really curious if Jake, if you will burn out on what will become kind of the blandness that is a lot of open world games.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're capturing your 70th stormtrooper outpost,
Yep.
like will that get to you, or I wonder if Star Wars, be it the story, be it the world, be it the whatever it is, the style, will that carry you through an entire Ubisoft open world game? That's what I'm curious about.
Right, and that's what I'm curious about for me with this game, because it's something I love so dearly.
Yeah.
Like I love a lot of Ubisoft like open world mechanics. Like I bring up Odyssey a lot because like that's probably the game I've put in some of the most time into in the last 5-10 years or however long it's been. Time's a flat circle. But so like I'm actually predicting like if they get that Ubisoft loop right and it's a fun kind of Star Wars story where I'm customizing a lot of stuff, I'm kind of in. So I'm very open to this game, which I think is fun. But I don't have super high expectations in a lot of regards. So just because the Star Wars license is kind of weird.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that kind of sums up my opinions on it as well.
Yeah. But I do really think I've predicted the ending that you're going to help free Han Solo.
Yeah, I guess before we close out on this topic, what do you guys think about the pre-order situation?
Yeah, James, would you like to pay $130 to play 3 days early?
That's the new name of the game where you pay a little bit more to play like a week or so.
A little bit more?
It's double. It's over double.
It's basically double.
It's like an $89 game, right? Like,
well, I guess it's 70, and
it's
then
70.
Yeah. Also, the game is not coming to Steam.
It's coming to Epic Game Store, right?
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say
Ubisoft store. Does Ubisoft still have their store?
Origin's gone.
Origin. Yeah. No, that's EA.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Ubiplay, right?
Yeah. I don't think they do, but you're right. They might have.
They just didn't mention it in the trailer. It still could come to Steam.
Sure.
Steam is very much like making deals like here and there. Like
it'll come to Steam eventually. It might come to like Ubisoft if they have a Ubisoft Plus app.
Yeah.
I think it cripples them if they don't come to Steam and they don't make a deal with Xbox or whoever, and if they only go with Epic. Personally,
can we make a prediction here on this show?
Sure.
That like in the first week,
most of what we do.
Let's make predictions. The first 2 weeks of this game, a lot of the discourse is going to be about some XP bonus pass.
Oh God!
So just get ready for that.
Yeah.
Just get ready for that. That like for $5 you could buy this like XP unlock, and that's like how you should get levels in the game because they've done this in multiple Assassin's Creed games. All right, we got a little bit of time left. I feel like we're done talking about Star Wars. Do we want to talk about EA and Dead Space, or do we want to talk about Final Fantasy? Where do we want to go?
Let's do both. I'll be super brief.
Okay.
I'll be super brief. So Dead Space, pretty good game from last year.
Pretty good.
Best-selling game of January 2022. 23?
23. It's 2023.
Time is a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle.
I thought we all went on the show and said it was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, good remake. Good game.
Good game.
Anyway, Motive, the people behind that remake, EA announced that they have been reassigned. They are now going to be working on various projects assisting the Battlefield universe. That is almost a direct quote.
God.
Get ready for Battlefield universe coming soon.
Please.
Hold on, Ted. Give me the pitch for Battlefield universe.
Okay. You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Okay. It opened on just like the Somali desert.
Nice,
It's a team of U.S. Navy operatives who are about to like kick open a door and like take out the bad guy. Very obvious, very 2009 made direct to DVD movie.
Yep.
Okay. But then a portal opens up.
Yes.
And then an alternate evil United States, whose colors are red and black, obviously, will come through, and it'll be like an interdimensional warfare situation.
Wow.
That's and then it'll cut Battlefield universe.
I love this. Yeah.
Jake, you want to hear my pitch?
Yeah. James, pitch. Right. Give me your pitch.
Picture this: you're on the tallest mountain on Earth.
Wow, this is so different than Ted's. Okay.
With a sniper, with a gun,
and you're trying to snipe a guy on Venus.
Wow.
Oh, I'm in.
That's Battlefield universe.
That's Battlefield universe.
And you're going to spend an hour trying to snipe this guy.
A planetary sniper.
That's some anime-ass shit.
That is. He's from Everest. He snipes a dude on Venus.
Yep.
Fuck. Battlefield universe. All right. So, sorry, Ted.
We're gonna make this short.
No, we're not.
Okay, so Motive is now quote been reassigned, and so a report coming out from Jeff Grubb, who is a internet commentator like us, except that he knows things.
Yeah, he's really well informed and people respect him. So unlike us.
Yeah.
Yes.
He basically came out making the claim that Motive is not making a Dead Space 2, that has been canned or in some way canceled. This gets rotated around in all the news stories because they all copy each other. Dead Space 2 has been canceled. And EA comes out basically saying like, no, that's not quite what we said. And then Jason Schreier, who is another respected
He's a journalist,
internet source. He might be a real journalist. Basically corroborated with his sources saying that EA is right in that it is not canceled. However, we still do not have a clear picture exactly what that means.
It means it's not even being worked on.
Yeah. The thing is, Jason was like pointing to, is like alluded to, was maybe it was like being worked on, like in terms of like prep.
But it not developed whatsoever.
And that could be done throughout like many times. Like, hey, what do you think about Dead Space 2, EA? Yeah. Like your team, like you just mention it and then just be like, oh, do we want to do this? But no, they haven't actually put any money towards it. They haven't put any time. They haven't created anything for it, which is kind of sad because I guess people were saying Dead Space 1 remake was a disappointment, which is that I can't see that. I feel like it got really good reviews.
Disappointment in what way?
Sales.
Apparently.
Okay. Well, so they have not released any kind of sales regarding Dead Space remake.
It's this we've had this conversation the last few weeks now, very similar of this, like, it's the fact that video game makers want these things to be revenue generators forever. Yeah. And a game that was only 8 hours that comes out and you just play it doesn't get you to make more money.
and so just play it.
Well, that's their problem. Is like they play it and they're done. But we could have a Battlefield universe game where we can make millions and bajillions of dollars.
It's like
you can snipe people from different planets, Jake. Come on.
I mean, he's sitting on Pluto.
He's right there.
He's right there on Pluto. Just take the shot. Fuck, sorry, what, James?
No, I'm just saying, it's just these companies don't go down this path where they have a studio that just works on remakes. It's like, this is your job. You're just going to make remakes. Yeah, you're not going to sell 1 million copies maybe, but you're going to be there to provide longevity for the IP. Yeah. Where eventually when a new game comes out, you have current hype based off of old genre, not from like 20 years ago. Yeah. You have something current.
Yeah.
And and like shorthand, I could see them rationalizing this as like, at the end of the day, they are not willing to completely redesign Dead Space 3, a game that eventually got critically panned for honestly for the exact reason, Jake, you just mentioned, of like they tried to make it this large, heavy spender, and people were sick of it. So I can kind of understand that. I am genuinely bummed out that for whatever reason, Dead Space 2 or Dead Space the franchise isn't being taken seriously. Yeah. To me, it very much implies that EA has not learned any lesson over the past 10 years. And they are still out there trying to make
Battlefield universe.
Battlefield universe.
They are out there trying to make a game for whales.
Yes. But just look at WB. I mean, like, the writing is on the wall for everybody. If WB just had the best-selling game last year, had this horrible flop of Suicide Squad 2 months ago. That game came out less than 2 months ago. Horrible flop. And then they go, well, we're committed to these multiplayer games as a service games. And it's like, you just made bajillions of dollars on one thing. Just do that. But it's not enough.
Yeah.
Do we have any predictions on Suicide Squad? Did any of us do that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Ted said the servers won't be turned on by 2025.
Okay, Ted.
Yeah.
And that's a really good bet.
What game are we playing next year, Ted?
Ted's
not Suicide Squad.
Because all my predictions have been wrong.
We can't play.
Yeah. We can't play Suicide Squad next year. Ted's predictions right. That's so true.
We'll find a way. So overall, I'm just a little bit bummed out that it's pretty clear from this, even from the denial, that like EA is not doing the remake route. There are plenty of EA games that I would love to see made fresh, but instead they're just going to make Battlefield Universe and sell me a Battle Pass.
Yep.
And that's just kind of a bummer.
And there'll be 15 EA studios making one Battlefield game that'll flop.
I have a kind of on-topic, off-topic question.
Yeah.
But when do you think EA is going to heavily adopt AI into their either game making or market or
no,
any type of thing?
I think you're going to see it in like map generation. It's sooner than later. Like to Battlefield Universe, AI generated maps.
See, I was going to take it a different way, James. It's going to be AI in terms of bots because no one will be playing the game.
Boom.
Ooh.
Roasted.
They're gonna have AI influencers promoting the game.
We got a bunch of AIs on Venus. Fucking
Shoot
crazy.
them.
Shoot them. Shoot them. Any final thoughts on this one?
Nah, just a short story. We will get more information over time on this one.
Yeah.
Hopefully more people will speak out.
Before we say goodbye, I want to tell you one thing. I beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I texted you guys on Sunday that I did.
Yes, you did.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. James didn't respond whatsoever, so that
I did respond because I haven't touched Final Fantasy, and so I'm kind of like trying to get back into it, and I was playing Balatro also, so I kept
stop playing this card game. Start playing this game about this wonderful.
Yeah, quit playing that card game and go play that card game.
I need to switch the other. I need to switch to the
play
Queen's
some
Gambit.
Queen's Blood. Come on, Queen's Blood is so good. Dude, I don't want to say a ton now still because I want James to like be like, oh, this is
I gotta get back into it.
But it's an open world. There's just a bajillion mini games throughout this world. It is I like wish that I had this reverence for Final Fantasy VII of like knowing everything. Like I love that I love what it is, but like if you were like this kid that grew up with Final Fantasy VII like I did with Zelda, I mean, I think this game would, or Star Wars, this game would make me cry.
Or Dead Space.
Or no. You got your remake. That you already did it. You're fine. But no, like I just think there's such reverence to this game. It's making you love like every aspect of it, and I'm just amazed at how good this game looks, runs, and it's all on Unreal Engine 4. It's just so incredible. And James, I cannot wait for you to get to like the ending and what Remake did for the story, and what Rebirth just like what the fuck it does for the story is.
I feel the same way about you though. Like I didn't have Final Fantasy VII as like that game where everyone was like, "Oh, this is the best game ever." Like as a kid, I didn't have a PlayStation as a kid. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But I know it's gonna be good just based on like people's reactions, and I'm excited that they've done this. So here's an example of like taking IP franchise, but also like putting a new spin onto it and keeping it fresh. Which is what Dead Space should do.
Yeah,
we just keep going back.
Yeah, and I was telling Ted this recently that like Final Fantasy VII is like the only game that you could do this with.
Yep.
Like the fact that there's this timeline and this multiverse of Final Fantasy VII lore is like just such a unique position for this company to be in, and the next game is probably going to come out in 2027 because that's the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. So it just makes a lot of sense. So yeah, do you guys all feel old that I just said that? Because that's fucking awful.
You just said 30.
Yeah, 30 in 3 years. I'll be 33 when that game comes out.
I feel old.
Yeah. So I think it's a fantastic game. I can't wait for you to finish it, James. Then you and I will do like review. We'll do a spoiler thing where you and I just talk because I just can't wait to chat about it because it's.
I'm gonna be putting a lot more time because Balatro for me, like since I've unlocked everything, it's putting off, and I'm gonna be picking up the sticks.
Yeah, ask me, text me if you ever have any questions about like how to do stuff because I do think that's the one thing this game could do a little better at is like explaining some combat stuff and kind of some certain things like that. But once you understand certain mechanics, then it's like you're just going, you're having a great time. So
perfect.
Yeah, and get ready for a lot of video game because it's like kind of too much video game.
I'm not. Hey, that's fine by me.
No. Yeah, I think my game clock was over 60 hours. So
hell yeah, brother! I haven't even hit that. I haven't even hit that in Elden Ring yet. You're crazy.
Let me tell you my Balatro
scrub.
Game time.
Yeah, tell me your Balatro game time.
82.6 hours.
All right, you can play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You're fine.
Okay, yeah, you are fine.
All right, thank you so much for watching the 165th episode of the Sidescape Gaming Podcast. My name is Jake. That's James. That's Ted, and we will see you next week. We're gonna talk about the Fallout show. I think that's really what we're gonna do.
Yes, we should do that next week.
Yeah,
good reviews.
Right. Yeah, great reviews. Let's go watch the Fallout on Amazon Prime. We are sponsored. We're not.
Yeah, we're sponsoring Amazon Prime and we're sponsoring Game Pass.
Yeah, Amazon and Xbox, feel free to pay us.